My name is Galit Ventura-Rozen. I have been a commercial real estate broker for over 25 years in Las Vegas. I sell multi-million dollar investment properties. I started the business at the quite young age of 21 years old. I also, 5 years ago, recognized that there was a need for women leaders to motivate other women so they could live their best life and also learn how to be entrepreneurs. So 5 years ago, I started empowering you. What this entails is a lot of private business coaching for women that are looking to start their own businesses or take their business to the next level. And during one of the craziest times of our lives, in March 2020, I started my third business, which is called Everyday Woman. Myself and my business partner of Everyday Woman recognized that there was a need for women to learn how to go online with their businesses and how to support their families. So we started a community that has over 14,000 women today, showing women how to get more clients and be more visible. The number one thing for us was sharing a community where everything in that community was free to those women that were just getting started or trying to figure out how to make money at their business. Of course, as the business grew, we learned that there was a need for other types of programs and opportunities, which include a TV channel that we've put together, books with over 50 authors, and so on and so forth. Why do I do what I do? Everything I do comes from passion and purpose. I'm one of those people that really needs to love what I do, to get up every morning, to self-motivate myself, and to push myself to do the things that have to get done every day in a business, especially in multiple businesses. But my reason for everything I do begins and ends with wanting to be a positive, inspirational, motivational force that shows others, especially women, that shows others how it is possible to live your best life, to build your business around your life, and really, in a sense, not to give anything up. I get asked that quite often. I think from the outside looking in, people look at me and think I make things look effortless, that I make it look really, really easy to get on stage and speak in front of 500 people, or to write a book in a few months, or to sell multi-million dollar properties, and so on and so forth. Well, it really isn't effortless. I think for me, I've learned that fear is part of my path to getting where I want to go. I sometimes believe that my thought process and my mindset, and one of the reasons I wrote the book, The Successful Woman's Mindset, is because I learned that that place inside of us, that deep feeling that you get, and I get a feeling when I feel fear, you can actually turn that into determination. And this is something I talk about often. So if you really think about that feeling that you get when fear tries to stop you from doing something you want to, doing something that you have a goal to accomplish, you have to ask yourself, why at this moment am I fearing this? And that's what I do. Why at this moment am I fearing making that call, going to the networking event, writing my next book, calling that potential client? Well, a lot of times it comes from a place of being concerned and fearful of failure. So then I ask myself, well, isn't failure part of the path to success? Isn't failure really how I know what success is? Because I've failed many, many times in my career, in my life. And I say to myself, I'm not going to give this four-letter word so much control over the choices I make in my life. And that has been the key to me, not allowing fear to stop me. And there's also one more thing I do often. I think about my life in 30, 40, 50 years, God willing, and I'm still around. And I ask myself, when I'm sitting there and I'm just about to move on from this world, am I going to look back and regret the decisions I didn't make because of fear? And that usually gives me the confidence to go ahead and do whatever I might have fear in doing. And of course, I'm talking about everyday type things like leveling up in my business or taking that next step that sometimes is a little bit scary. And one of the other things that I really learned in my life so far is that fear typically relates to feeling uncomfortable. So I've kind of gotten to a place in my life now where I wake up every morning and I wonder, what am I going to feel uncomfortable with today? What am I not going to allow fear to stop me from doing? Because as an entrepreneur for so many years, I've had to be my own self motivator. And that isn't easier for most people. So the way that I stay driven and motivated is number one, I am very clear on my why. Why do I do the things that I do? Why do I get up every morning and I'm ready to tackle my list? And my whys typically start with wanting to be a positive impact on this world, wanting to be a positive role model, and also my kids. I want to show them that there is nothing they can't do in this world. And I have three. And I want to make sure they know I'm never going to allow something to stop me from what I want. And I want them to have the same outlook on life. And what I recommend to people that are struggling with being motivated is ask yourself what your why is, be very clear. Then set three goals. And this is something I do all the time. What is it I want to accomplish in whatever period of time it is? And I stay driven because I'm so clear on what I want to accomplish. There is no, I get up in the morning and I don't know what I need to do today. I almost always know what needs to get done, but I always make sure it's directly related to a goal that I want to accomplish. And that has been my key to staying driven and motivated. A few tips that I can use on how to overcome or minimize fear is first and foremost, ask yourself, why in this moment am I feeling fear? And let it sit. Listen to the answers. Almost listen to what's going on in your head. Write it down. Then I want you to look for factual responses, factual answers that almost rebuttal the fear that you're coming up with. So for example, let's say you have a fear of public speaking. You might ask yourself, why do I have a fear of public speaking? Well, because I don't want to make a fool out of myself and I don't want to make a mistake. Then you might say to yourself, well, how many people out there have made fools out of themselves and they do just fine? So you want to rebuttal that fear with some kind of factual responses because fear is not factual, it's an emotion. My definition of success is balance and happiness. The money and the success comes second. I've got to do something that I love. I've got to do something that I'm excited about, motivated about, inspired to do. And I've got to have balance, which for me is family time, date nights, traveling, and giving back in my community through my philanthropic work. So for me, balance really is having time for me, having time for my family, making sure I'm not working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, spending time doing the things I love philanthropically as well as in my business.